Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. The inability to read the room seems to be a grandmaster skill held by some studios, one of which, Disney. And I just don't know what to say, but I'm going to figure some words out. In this little article of Gaming Bible, there's word going around all over the interwebs about Pirates of the Caribbean 6 and Johnny Depp being part of it. I don't know why, because they kind of shit-canned him and dropped him like a bad habit just based on allegations. Personally, well, never mind, money talks. So anyway, moving on. Johnny Depp replaced by Ayo Edebiri. I do genuinely hope I pronounced that right. I probably did not, so apologies. In Pirates of the Caribbean 6 Insider. Now, I don't think it matters if you replace Captain Jack Sparrow with a male or a female. Doesn't matter what the color of their skin is. It's not going to make the box office revenue that you are hoping for, Disney, because people love Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. The moment you remove him from Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't see it as Pirates of the Caribbean at all. Not to mention the quality of the movies has gone downhill since the first one. Everyone has their own preferences and everything, but, you know, diminishing returns. It is what it is. Now, when this movie comes out, and if these rumors are true that Ayo is going to be replacing Johnny Depp as Captain, whether this is a reboot or retelling or whatever you want to call it, and it does make less and less and less money, and it's panned by critics, naturally, you're going to hear the defense of, you just don't want a female character. No, we just don't want anyone else in Pirates of the Caribbean other than Captain Jack Sparrow, played by Johnny Depp. Is that so difficult to understand? I mean, it's plain English. Moving on. It's approaching 8 years since Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales hit our screen, or Salazar's Revenge, depending on where you live. While it's by no means the best entry of the franchise, longtime fans like me would likely have been happy with the future it teased. I didn't even watch it. Maybe I should. Should I watch it? Let me know in the comments. Before this film, Orlando Bloom's Will Turner and Keira Knightley's Elizabeth Swann hadn't been seen since 2007's At World End. I think those are two major personalities in the movie that are necessary. Dead Men Tell No Tales marked both their returns in the franchise, albeit in pretty small roles. Even still, Dead Men Tell No Tales, much like on Stranger Tides, failed to land with fans in the same way the original trilogy did. That's called a hint, Disney. You cannot recapture the magic. Sorry. You just can't. Move on to something else. You had a blockbuster IP with the original trilogy of Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And you should have just left it at that. Can't go back to the well. But I failed to land with fans. But a very juicy post-credits scene signified that the franchise would soon be returning to its roots. Okay. Maybe I do need to go watch that movie. It saw Will, now Captain of the Flying Dutchman. Oh, okay. Asleep in bed with wife Elizabeth before cutting to a tentacled silhouette, clearly teasing the return of Davy Jones. So, in order to get more fan interest, they bring back the beloved characters from the original trilogy to try and pique everyone's interest. Disney has been trying to do that with Star Wars and Marvel movies over and over and over again, with, again, massively diminishing returns. So why not continue to try it on a not a lackluster IP, just a series of movies that have been going downhill with each subsequent movie. So hey, it didn't work in all these other franchises. Let's make sure it doesn't work in this one. I myself was thrilled, of course, because we all have that hope. Honestly, we all have that little bit of diminishing hope that, hey, maybe the next one will be good. The question always goes around to channels like mine when we go out and we criticize, and some see it as overly critical of Disney movies, Marvel movies, Lucasfilm, whatever they may be, being overly critical of these movies, and people saying, why do you watch them if you hate them? We do not hate the movies themselves. Hate is a very strong word that takes effort. We dislike the studio, the directors, the writers, the actors. Well, maybe not necessarily the actors, because you keep them separate from the movie themselves, the role themselves. We dislike vehemently the direction that these movies are going, the direction the stories are going, and how the characters are treated, whether it's in TV shows, video games, or movies. We don't hate Star Wars. I love Star Wars personally. I always have and I always will. I hope that this next TV show or this next movie will just knock a grand slam out of the park. Go back to form with storytelling, characters' journeys, and just offer me something that I can actually care about for a change. That's all we want. And I will continue, probably, because I'm a little masochistic, or is it sadistic? A little bit of both. I will continue to subject myself to each new iteration that is put out in the hopes that perhaps just once, just one of these times, I can get on my channel and go, you must go watch this. You must absolutely go give this a shot and watch it. And that will get the attention of the people responsible for writing it, for directing it, for animating it, for whatever. And show what the fans want and continue down that path. Unfortunately, they'll get the, more than likely the studios get the wrong idea because they'll put a little extra stuff in there, but then we like the characters and we like the story, but they'll put a bunch of check boxes on their list, check off a bunch of slots, and they'll think, oh, that's what people want. It's like, no, pay attention to the criticism. Stop blocking people on Twitter. And I'm going to continue with the article. Let's see. I myself was thrilled. Yes. Will Elizabeth and Davy Jones, Will Turner, Elizabeth and Davy Jones back at the center of the franchise. Wait. Oh, okay. I read it wrong. Moving on. Yes, please. Again, it's nostalgia bait. I don't, if it's handled properly, I don't have a problem with it. But when that's all you're doing is showing, look at this, bells and whistles, jangling keys is the term. Jangling keys in front of everyone. I'm going to show you Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann and Davy Jones. They're going to be back in this movie. So that's going to make sure everybody's going to want to come see this movie, regardless of the story. And stop depending on that. Dead Men Tell No Tales was a story of two halves. The lowest grossing film of the series, ouch, in North America, yet the highest grossing in international territories. You got to weigh the happy medium in that one. Painting a complicated picture. Johnny Depp then became embroiled in his little trial. And that's where the court of public opinion crucified him overnight within seconds of the announcement. And he lost everything. I added that little bit to the article. Much has changed in Pirates of the Caribbean, but Captain Jack Sparrow, because he's Captain Jack Sparrow, has always remained a staple. Correct. It was then revealed that Margot Robbie had pitched an idea. It's believed this would have been a spin-off, perhaps focusing on a fan-favorite character called Red, featured in Pirates of the Caribbean Ride. Not a bad idea if it's done well. Again, this all boils down to the writers, the directors, and how they handle the movie. Don't be preachy. Don't be ideologically driven. Story first, character journey a close second, and go from there. Sneak in your little ideological crap in all you want to. Don't make it front and center. Don't make it blatant. You can do, quote unquote, woke. You can do an ideologically driven story organically. When it's forced, the fans will see it. The normies are starting to see it already. And when it's there, so blatant in front of your face, beating you over the head like Thor's hammer, then people are going to walk away. They're not going to be interested. They're going to lose taste for anything coming out of each individual studio. And before long, you'll have the directors whose names are no longer synonymous with a good movie. They're synonymous with preachy bullshit. And that's where you lose hard. Despite all the chaos, though, Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is still thought to be in a very early development. Well, everything's in early development after last year's lovely little strike from the Film Actors Guild, with a new lead perhaps having emerged, as reported. Again, this is reported. So-called under Unlimited L's took to Twitter to tease that the Bear Star Io Edibiri was being eyed for the lead role with a soft reboot taking on a younger cast. Again, soft reboots are not a problem if handled properly. Just, it starts with the writing. Search for hidden treasure. They added that the character is known as Anne and could be based on a real-life pirate, Anne Bonny. Ooh. Now, that could be interesting. I've seen lots of stories of different female pirates who were the scourge of the seven seas during the pirate era of the world, where they were the most successful, the richest, the this and the that. This is the greatest of all time. Actual true stories of female pirates. Make movies based on that. Our history is riddled with, quote unquote, what people today consider marginalized demographics being successful at a particular endeavor, whether, tribes in Africa, what the word I'm looking for? Female pirates, again, just fantastic stories that have not been touched by Hollywood, possibly for that being a good thing, because they would butcher them, destroy them, and just make them worse than they actually are in history. But anyway, so many of these stories throughout history that can be used, but they don't want to touch them. Instead, they want, Hollywood, all these ideologically driven, just brainlets, are interested in taking beloved franchises led by strong male characters and bastardizing them to their own needs. And that's, people are waking up to it. They're becoming actually woke to the nonsense that's in front of them, and they're moving on and finding something else, whether it's independently created stories and movies and comic books, or they're just going watching older stuff. Make a good movie about Anne Bonny, write it good actors, good actresses, and a good director. I don't see that happening, but hey, I can hold out hope. I can hold out nonsensical hope. But again, this is all, let's see, as with any insider leak, I'd advise you to take this all with a generous pinch of salt. Absolutely. Rumor control. I'll believe it when I see it. When we get more of an actual trailer coming out from Disney, an actual announcement. Until then, hey, let's just have some fun with rumors. What do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike. Do all those nifty little things that us YouTubers beg you to do. And I hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.